Stay frosty and check out redzonecoins.com for the cheapest, fastest coins on the market. Use code DIRECTOR at checkout for 10% off. Yo, what up, brothers? What's up? It's the Director. Happy Madden 21 Ultimate Team for everybody out there. Dudes, I've got an awesome video for you guys right now. So I was just looking on Mutthead for some stats and stuff like that, and I just found out that the Team Diamonds have actually launched on Mutthead with all of the ratings and everything for every single team in Madden Ultimate Team. And guys, this promo is going to be one of the most insane for building theme teams, for juicing up those stats. There's going to be a couple of guys on here that are really like must adds on here. So I'm going to rate all these guys between 1 and 5 stars of like must add and maybe skip. Also keep in mind, guys, while we're doing this, if you guys want to know which theme teams that these guys fit on, for example, Asante Samuel played for the Patriots, but also played for the Eagles at one point. Check out another video I did a couple of days ago. I put together a crap ton of card art, and I put next to them all the team chems that you can put on them. So for example, Asante Samuel, you can put on Patriots chem, you can put on Eagles chem, I think also 49ers chem, I'm not quite sure, but at the same, or I think maybe Rams chem. Either way, check out that video. It's going to give you kind of like a guide to all of the players that you can fit on your theme team. Why this is important? Me, the Chargers, we got 4 Team Diamonds that we can add to our God Squad this year, to our theme team this year. So before we get started, guys, we're going to be checking out all of the stats on these guys. Hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps out a lot. Let's get into this video, dudes. Dudes, I am so hyped. We finally get to see the stats on these guys. I knew who they were, but didn't know what the stats looked like. So let's start off here with Master Barry Sanders, 91 speed off the rip. Dudes, this card's going to be crazy. And if I'm correct in saying this, I think that this card may get all team chems, just like the Team Diamonds Masters last year. I think it was Kurt Warner and Night Train Lane. You could put any team chem on them. So pretty much, I could put this on my Chargers theme team if I was able to complete it. Now, likely you're going to have to do all of the Team Diamonds in order to get Barry. So he's going to be very expensive, but without a doubt, the best card in the game at launch. Next up, we got Jermichael Finley. Let me actually make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see these cards with a little bit more detail, okay? Jermichael Finley coming up next for the Packers, 83 speed, which is pretty good for tight end. Great catching stats, only 68 run block. I would say from 1 to 5, I would rate this one a 3. It's probably one of the best tight ends you can get in the game at launch. Next up, let's take a look at Jari Evans, 86 strength, which is really good for an offensive lineman. I wish they would show their positions on this. I know he's an offensive lineman, but I don't know which position. So let's actually take a look inside the card. Actually, it says right next to it. I just need to scroll up. So right guard, I would say this could be a pretty good one, man. An 89 overall right guard at the very beginning of the game. It's going to be very expensive if you try to buy him normally. So this could be a good one. I'm going to say a 4 if you're looking for offensive linemen, but maybe a 2 because that's usually the last position that you want to upgrade. Speaking of offensive linemen, we got Phil Loadholt in here, 89 strength. This guy's really good in the pass block, 89, 89, 82, and really good in the run block, 89, 90, 90, or 84. He's pretty good, man. I'm going to give him a 2 or a 3 as well, just because offensive linemen usually be like the last ones, but these are the 89s. Not all of these guys are going to be 89 overalls, dude. Next up, we got Asante Samuel, one fan favorite cornerback for a lot of people. I know he fits on the Eagles and stuff as well. 89 speed, 90 zone. I'm going to say this is a straight 5, dude. Like out of all the cornerbacks in the game right now, he's up there with some of the best speed. 90 zone on top of that. He's going to be a really good item at the beginning of the game. Justin Smith, the Cowboy with the 49ers. This guy's also insane, man. 79 speed, which honestly is really good right now. With 88 power move and 88 block shed, he's going to be a beast, dudes. I think he also fits on the Bengals team. I'm not going to say that with every card because you guys need to go check out that video. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. So the Cowboy Justin Smith is going to be awesome. Next up is Troy Vincent, 87 speed, cornerback with 89 zone and 84 man with 85 press as well. This is going to be a nice item too, dudes. I'm so stoked that we finally have the stats on these. Warwick Dunn, brand new halfback into the game and Ultimate Team, 88 speed. That's actually blazing for a running back right now, dudes. That could be pretty good, dude. So I don't know, man. As far as running backs are concerned, this is probably the best one so far that I've seen. So I'm going to give this one maybe like a 4. If I skipped a couple guys, I'm sorry. Justin Smith is like a 4. Troy Vincent's like a 3 to me. Let's move on to Adalius Thomas, 83 speed. I know he's a right outside linebacker with 88 power move, 87 block shed. I would say maybe a little similar to Von Miller right now. Very, very nice at the right outside linebacker position. I would give this one a 4 if you utilize your outside linebackers as your pass rushers. Not too bad right there. Next up is wide receiver Dante Hall, 89 speed. Just one below the fastest wide receiver we know of right now in Tyreek Hill. The catching stats are maybe a little low, including the returning stats, but the speed, the straight up speed is pretty good. However, at only 5'8", maybe more utilized as a returner, I would say this is probably a 4. Borderline 5 because of the speed, but a 4 for me. Next up is Travis Frederick, 89 overall with 88 strength. The awareness is very important on your centers because it transfers to other players on your offensive line. 89 awareness is also really good. So I'm going to say as far as a center goes, this is a 4, a 3 if you're not focusing on your offensive lineman right now. Next up for the Chargers, we got Eric Weddle up here, 86 speed, which again at the beginning of the game is really good. He fits on my theme team, so this is a straight 5 for me. He's going to get speed boost for my team. For everybody else, I would say maybe a 3 because 86 speed isn't crazy fast, but he's definitely a really good playmaker out there, and I think Chargers fans are really going to love this guy. Next up is Roddy White, 86 speed at 6 feet tall with really good catching. You guys, you know, these Atlanta Falcons, you know, being able to pair him back up with Julio Jones, that's super hype. I would say he's probably a 3 for me too. Maybe not the fastest guy, but definitely a good combination of catching and speed. Next up is Heath Miller, 78 speed, so a little bit slow, but crazy good catching with 81 run block. If you're utilizing the run more this season, you've got good catching stats too. I would say this is a 3 for me. The speed's too low, but he's definitely not a bad tight end. Next up is Frank Minifield, 86 speed cornerback, a little bit low on the zone, but pretty decent on the man. I would give this one a 2, honestly, just because he's also 5'9", and the zone cover is going to take a lot of work to get up to the threshold. Next up is Dre Bly, another cornerback, 88 speed, which is great, 80 zone, which is okay, but 85 press is nice with the 87 zone or 87 man coverage. I'm going to give this one a 3 as well. I would say the speed is really nice, but the low zone coverage does concern me a little bit. Next up is Kyle Williams. Can we get a good view of Kyle Williams? Kyle, get down. Get down, Kyle. Let's see. 66 speed, 87 strength, which is crazy good for a defensive tackle. 85 power move, 86 finesse move. He is only an 87 overall, but still for a defensive tackle, he's pretty good. I'm going to give this one a 3 too. Next up, we got Elvis Dumerville, fan favorite, also played for the Ravens. 84 power move, 88 finesse move, 79 speed. He's okay. I'm going to give this one a 2 just because the speed's a little bit low. He's an outside linebacker. Of course, if you run 3-4, he's going to be a little bit better. Next up is Bob Sanders, 87 overall with 87 speed, 83 zone, 87 hit power. That's the saving grace of this card. He is short. He's decently fast, maybe a little low in the zone coverage, but the 87 hit power at strong safety, very important. I would keep him up high, let him lay down the boom with that avalanche ability later this year. So I'm going to give Bob Sanders a 4, man. That 87 hit power really stands out to me. Next up is Adrian Wilson. I'm also going to give this guy a 4 because he is 6'3". He has a little bit higher zone coverage, and the hit power is exactly the same. Between the two, if you're looking strictly between players, I would actually choose Adrian Wilson because of that height differential, and maybe user this guy in the middle of the field. Very awesome card to see right there. Card and Cardinal. Next up is Rich Gannon for you Trumpet Monkey, you Raiders fans out there. 6'3", 77 speed, which is decently fast for this portion of the year. All of the thresholds, not the thresholds, but all of the accuracies are above 80. I think you're going to want to get accuracy deep to 90, think medium to 88, and short to 85. So he's pretty close. With the Raiders theme team, I think you could pull it off. At 83, throw power is actually not bad as well. I'm going to give this one a 3 because he's one of the few quarterbacks on this list, maybe even the only quarterback. And by the way, Adrian Wilson, I'm going to give him a straight 4 as well, maybe even almost a 5. He's really good. Next up, we got Robert Pourchaire. I saw some guys in my last video be like, dude, he's French, say it right. Well, here he is, Robert Pourchaire, 76 speed. I think he's a defensive end, right? Yes, left end for the Lions. Decent speed at that, 87 finesse move, 82 power move, 82 block shed. Very well rounded out. I'm going to give him a 3. Pretty good defensive end, especially in 4-3. Next up, we got Drew Bennett. A little bit slower than I like to see in an 87 overall wide receiver, but that catching is pretty decent, and the route running is absolutely spectacular. But I'm still only going to give this one a 2. For an 87 overall wide receiver, you're going to want to be a little bit faster. Next up is Max Strong, 6 foot tall fullback. This is the only fullback on this list with 77 speed. Not too bad as far as the speed's concerned on the fullback position. I'm still going to give this one a 2 just because fullback maybe isn't the biggest priority in a lot of people. Next up is left tackle, Jimbo Covert. 87 strength, really decent pass block, really decent run block. I'm also going to give this one a 2 or 3 just because, again, offensive linemen tend to be lower on the totem pole as far as upgrades right away. Now we're getting into the 86s. Charles Johnson, 75 speed, left end. I thought he was a defensive tackle, but left end in this game with really decent block shed and power move. Also going to give this one a 2 though because he's a little bit slow, maybe for like a 4-3 guy. Maybe he is a 3-4 guy, but still not too bad right there because the block shed and the strength, maybe a little bit lower than I like to see on an 86 overall. Next up is David Dial. Or Dial, 86 strength, really good run blocking, maybe a tad low on the pass blocking, but still a pretty solid left guard. I'm going to give him a 2 though, because again, those offensive linemen. London Fletcher with the Washington Redskins. He played a ton of different places, guys. Make sure to watch that video I put out of all the theme teams that they fit on. 83 speed. Too slow. I'm sorry. I mean, really decent hit power. I'm going to give this one a 1. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like the move at middle linebacker right now. Next up is Mo Lewis, 80 speed, left outside linebacker, decent block shed, but really bad power and finesse move. I got to give this one a 1 as well, man. Just a little too slow. I like the height, but that's about it. Next up is Keenan McCardell. This guy's going to fit on the Chargers theme team. We have another wide receiver on this squad, but again, maybe a little bit too slow. I'm going to give him a 2. He's got really good catching and good combination with route running, but 84 speed, just a little bit too slow. He only is an 86 overall, though, so I think as he gets upgrades, it may get a little bit better. Amobi Okoye coming up next, defensive tackle for the Texans, 75 speed, which is really good for a defensive tackle, dudes, with 84 block shed, decent power move, and really good finesse move. I'm going to give this one a 3. He's pretty good as far as defensive tackle goes. Mark Clayton, 87 speed, 5'9" only though, so he's a little bit shorter, but pretty decent for you Dolphins fans. I'm going to give this one a 3 as well. He's a little bit short, but the speed is a little bit nicer. And then finally, Takeo Spikes, also of the Chargers, 81 speed at middle linebacker. A little bit slow for me, but I do like that he's a bit taller with some nice hit power, so I'm still only going to give him a 2, but still the speed is a little bit too slow for most users. Now, one thing of note before we jump out of here, guys, it's likely that these dudes are going to get power-ups. And with those power-ups last year, if you got, let's say, an 86 overall Takeo Spikes, a lot of the times these guys actually upgraded to a 90 overall. Just cost a little bit more training. These cards were a little bit cheaper to get than the 89s, but they did require more training to get up to 90 overall. So maybe a guy like Takeo Spikes with a +4 overall with 85, 86 speed, maybe that changes my mind a little bit on how useful he is, but still he would be a 90 with a little bit lower speed for his overall. So keep that in mind. The lower ones are going to be a little cheaper to put together, but you might be able to upgrade them to 90 overall with training. Well, guys, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did like this video, hit us up with a like and sub. Team Diamonds, expect them to be in the game around the launch of Madden 2021, around, I would say maybe August 25th or August 28th. Well, again, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time, and as always, stay frosty.